Hi there, it's me, Annalise Boyd, Orthodox Christian wife, mom to 10, bread baker, candy maker, self-proclaimed doula, accidental midwife, and the author of The Ascetic Lives of Mothers. Hear me, Special Agents of Christ, and creator of saintsbox.com. So, I was just thinking about something today, and it has to do with my garden. My garden is a really good example, in my opinion, to me, of what's going on in my life and kind of the journey I'm on. So and everything I'm going to say, I'm not slamming anybody for how they do things or anything like that. This is just my garden and my life. I am not a gardener. I am teaching myself how to garden, and each year I'm growing more fruit. And I realized, and I do not have a well manicured garden. As you can see in the background, it kind of looks like it's producing a lot of stuff, but it looks like a bit of a mess. And there are a lot of weeds, and there's a wildness to my garden. But something that is happening with my gardening is, even though there's a wildness, there is fruit, sometimes literal fruit, but there are flowers and there are trees, and then down right, let me see where I'm pointing, there are melons. And if we go over here, don't look over there, but if we go over to different parts of the garden, we can see the hidden things. I don't know if you can see. We're growing some gourds up here. Whoa, some gourds. There's a pickle. I'm very excited about the pickle. There's a pumpkin growing down there, but it's surrounded by weeds. And honestly, we really don't even have grass back here. It is weeds. And so we mow the weeds periodically to make it look like it's a lawn. It's not really a lawn. It's mostly weeds. But things can still grow even in the chaos. And that's kind of what I'm discovering, what I'm experiencing, is that things can grow in the chaos. So I don't necessarily, at this point, unless I had professional help or killed everything, I wouldn't have the ability to get rid of all the weeds that exist in my garden right now. And some of the weeds really have ended up producing some very beautiful flowers. And some of the things that we consider weeds actually have really positive medicinal benefits. So in our lives, what I'm trying to hold on to is the idea that our hearts are God's garden. And the world we live in, and sometimes things that have happened to us, sometimes choices that we have made, have produced weeds. But as we follow Christ, He does cultivate that garden and utilize the space that's there. And as we give Him more and more, He cultivates more and more. And He shows us the beautiful fruit or the flowers or whatever that is, He is cultivating there through the struggles, through the trials, through the chaos, through the everything that's going on. It doesn't have to be well manicured. And a well manicured garden doesn't necessarily even mean that everything is perfectly healthy, because there are all sorts of things in the soil and all that stuff. So it gives me hope that He can take the wildness of my garden, the wildness of my soul and who I am and who He's made me to be, and little by little, more things grow. And little by little, I can recognize the insects that might be causing destruction, or, which would be the passions, and learn how to um, try to protect against it. And each year, each day, each moment, even, maybe we grow a little more and we produce a little more fruit cultivated by God Himself for His glory. So, anyway, that's just what I've been thinking about. And I just think it's important because I think I had a wonderful opportunity to go to a dear friend's house a couple weeks ago, and it was such a blessing. Her house is very much like a Better Homes and Gardens house. She probably doesn't think so and would be horrified if I were like to say her name, and she'd be like, "Oh, it's nothing." And that is her gifting for sure. And she is just such a hospitable person, and she made me feel so just loved on during our time there. And her garden's going to look different than my garden, but that is what God is cultivating in her, and this is what God is cultivating in me, and that's for everybody. All right, all the gardens aren't going to look the same, but they're all going to have beauty. Oh, all right. Okay. I'm going to stop now. Have a fantastic day. Pray for me, a sinner. And let's keep on working out our salvation one mama moment at a time. Bye.